illustrious morning, everybody, for we are still in a state of mourning. It is wonderful to have you here. It's wonderful to see everybody is breathing. I'm going to quote Mr. Orwell again in his book of 1984. Every record has been destroyed or falsified. Every, not one, every book rewritten. Every picture has been repainted. That means whitewashed. Every statue and street building has been renamed. I had to convey in somebody who was very arrogant in their ignorance about the truth of the so-called Statue of Liberty, to which that is not what it is. No French man ever built that and brought that here on no boat. The one they built actually stands in France. That one that is on Ellis Island, which is a star for it, has always been there. Have things been added? Of course. The chains broken, meaning the freeing after the Reconstruction era. If you go and find the picture before it, you can see that there were no chains or monocles at the feet of it. Every date has been altered. When I expressed 30 years ago, people laughed at me, and then 20 and then 15 years ago, to subtract 500 to 1,000 years. Now, everybody's running around and they accept the reality or the possibility or plausibility that that may be true. And the process is continuing day by day and minute by minute. History stopped long ago. When you see these skulls in this wall, first notion, because of programming and conditioning, would be that those are white, pale. I don't use the terms white and black, y'all know that, but I'm only doing that for the purpose to satiate the mind, to bring it back into the fold of what may be the truth. The Dark Ages, if you look at it in reverse, the destruction of the melanated being, the original people. I had somebody very ignorant make a statement, well, they're pale skins with O positive and Africans with O positive. Well, we populated the majority of the land. And it's funny how these new educated Negro Africans keep wanting to come over here instead of do what they need to do over there, talking about they don't need us. Well, it's funny how Nigeria, they're always talking about, we have a black man all of a sudden who was building a car and one who's building an airplane. And we did that long ago. We created the reciprocal engine, the combustion. We did all these inventions, which, if you go back a couple of months, when I laid in on the inventions that we created, refrigerant, stop sign, not just cotton gin and peanut butter and all that, X-ray, radiation, yes, surgeries of the most fabulous kind, certain medicines that have been changed by Mr. Rockefeller himself to petroleum-based and parabens, such as plastic, which also comes from the form of a perversion. When our people drink out of copper and stone and glass. And so you have these Africans and these pale skins who are so souped up in their ignorance. And the fact that when I was in college and I was saying, these Chinese and Hindus aren't that dang smart. How are they passing these tests? We work just as hard. And now we come to find out that there have been people paid, obvious liberal professors and most foreign, to pass them, to give them high scores, to correct their test. Every time I used to see people talking about, look at the wonderful musicians, and this is not to knock. This is to defer and change the perverse nature of these beasts who have put people against one another when I know over the decades many melanated children who play the most exceptional instruments in music as children. And they think we're supposed to just sit by. You see, I just put my Echo Smart. I could only screenshot that there. I wasn't going to show you my other devices. And how it went from 50 something, 40 to 50. Now it's at 69, 70. So they are slowly turning the repeater up. They need to come down. They need to be destroyed. You have police, so-called police officials who are not sheriffs, yet they raise their hand and take an oath to the Constitution. Are these people aware we don't need a Supreme Court? We don't need Heller and Brown and the other one to state whether we carry a firearm. You see this piece of excrement over here in California, right? All right. Talking about a 28th Amendment. He can go and die and go join his cousin up there in Canada, Trudeau. You people are allowing this nonsense. But these police officials raise their hand to take an oath. And then they stand there looking scared because a lot of them are corrupt and perverted. When I say Asperger's syndrome and Down syndrome and autism, I'm not putting out there's a fallacy. This is not no tinfoil hat. I'd prefer to wear tinfoil on my head compared to all the idiots running around whose brains have been fricasseed, who sit there believing they have some power and they're in control when it's not even the law to which they abide by a policy that has nothing to do with the people, the citizens, not conscripts as they are, the perverse. If I wanted to walk outside with, I can do it. You can do it. I just watched this idiot in Florida, in Tennessee, this dumb Negro woman. Had to turn the internet off. Telling this individual who's carrying this long arm, you can carry it, but it's got to be unloaded. No, it can be loaded with one in the barrel, dummy. Your costume don't mean nothing no more. And lethargically, when the liberals are sitting here, when they're being questioned on a vote, well, the people the migrants came over here, if they was to buy a gun, shouldn't we be able to stop it? And they say no. The liberals are saying they can buy guns. What is the big rush to attempt to take the citizens of our land? No one's taking nothing. ATF, all of them go suck and jump off, whatever it is. We know the agenda. That sounds emotional, doesn't it? Well, the fact is, when you go against the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, anything that you create outside of that is moot. It shall not be obliged or obeyed. First of all, people don't need to obey nothing. It's just a monocle of the foolishness. So we have the certain little secret government going like they need to go and steal 60 tons or 60,000 pounds of ammonium nitrate, as if they couldn't make it or have it already, whether it's diversion or not, messing with the air quality. And some people in their delusion believe there's nothing wrong with the air, but they're just goofy. And I'm saying that, I'm not saying that you should be worried about it. You're more powerful than that. But those who speak recklessly and carelessly without knowing about what they're speaking about, they're the ones you really should not be paying attention to. Because, see, they would rather you be in a state of fear instead of oscillating a different format and thought to raise your frequency of vibration, to which they're doing their best to destroy. People crack me up, and here you are in a state of war, and you're not even aware of it. Isn't there a saying about how the enemy builds buildings of their dead? Well, then what is this? And obviously on the land, therefore, it's a statement to show those of the land, these are your kings and queens. Now, I say I must still educate people. We are not chiefs and chiefesses. We are kings and queens. We are of royal blood. Not everybody, but those chosen to be in a position to allocate what the citizens of the republic require and need, not to be over, not to subjugate, not to perverse. Everything on our land is of a perversion. And until y'all start speaking and chanting, grounding yourselves against that perversion, you will remain in the midst of that perversion. You will not rise above it. You will not be the eloquence of the righteous bloodline of the order that was established from the foundation of when we came here. This is their perversion. Now, as you know, when I read and a woman from across the wall, well, most confounded, she talked, and we go on to the last book about the so-called angels, the people. One's machine and the other's naturally born that way. This has always been to subjugate you, to reverse your nature, to give you an illusion of something that you can never be. Or maybe there was once we did come from there. Some of us came from there. Somebody said, "Are those real?" I want you to look at these skulls and you yourself can tell that these are Negroid. Just take the time to pull up Negroid skulls. Take a screenshot. Pull up Negroid skulls. Now you tell me who those skulls are of. There's even a plant called the snapdragon. It's a flower that when the petals die, they resemble skulls. Mother Nature is incredible, isn't it? What I'm talking about? Google it. It's called snapdragon. Do you want to see what this plant looks like? There is so much more to the world we live in. And y'all haven't even tapped into its major truth. How about we pull up this one from the 1920s? Why do people have a hard time with alfalfa and stymie? You know why? Because the word is out there that we are a conquered people. The Dance of the Carolina Indians from the white original in the Greenville collection of the British Museum. Mongolians and so-called natives. Where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at? Do you think that our people are supposed to be docile and lament and be like okay with the foolishness of your New World ideology and your consortium of nonsense and foolishness? Why would the Cleveland Indians have this little brother as a mascot? Again, 1925. Who are you? Who really are you? You are nobody. You want to see a beautiful woman I love? Even today, this day I love her. This is my first love. Lana. German and Negro. It's my first. When people want to talk to me about this and that and that and this, and they don't know nothing about this or that, what would be the purpose in Italy to do this? A year and a half, 2 years ago. Huh? Why are people so complacent? Why is it that people don't know nothing? Because they choose ignorance over the truth. Now, my second love, she knows who she is. She is my most important love in this world, and always have been. That was just my first everything, like, 16 years old, 17 years old, something like that. East Orange, New Jersey. When they say life is what you make of it, the misinterpretation is based upon fiat, riches, land, ownership. It is, why is it not the first thing you? Why does it have to be everything outside of you? French fries aren't made in France. Around the corner, how do you get around a corner? You know, I told people for a long time this is our language. And as messed up as it is, it is. It's just that we have a lot of other languages involved. I know some people were very happy. Yeah, this ain't the true Hebraic language. No, it's some made up boob. It's some goofiness. So they had to perverse everybody else's language. How were they able to do it? Well, when you establish a Federal Reserve and certain families who are perverse, who are no royalty or no rulers at all, to walk as if they are because of so-called monetary, not even gold and silver. And then they have to go against those which are natural to the land, to the earth. That should speak volumes. I know people want to go and just listen to people yell and scream and holler and beckon on to this and beckon on to that and get nothing accomplished. Now, the PSYOPs memes, they are utilizing individuals, maybe fake accounts, to go at us as if we're going to adhere or give two damns or cares about some fake Africans and half used to be one of our people coming at us like it's going to change something. We don't want nor waver. See, this is where the mistake has been made. One out of 1,000 mistakes. To even waste their time to believe this will interfere or change anything as if it's a monopoly that's going to be continued to be played. Their greatest mistake was even envisioning such foolishness. So they're spraying again. I meant to express this to you people. The reason why we didn't see them spraying, because at night was been pretty clear and I'm always awake. Well, I sleep when I wake up a lot. They spray today, but they spray wherever the wind is blowing. So if we didn't see them spraying here, they were spraying somewhere because they needed it to affect here or somewhere around. And because of the fires, up to 3 to 4, 500, they need to make sure that it's doing the destruction required before the next onslaught of whatever else they have decided upon. I was saying to myself, I shouldn't have to express this, that y'all wouldn't infer the difference, know the difference. And I says, no, Red, you need to explain this. So who else has a statue made to look like us that resembles us in the Republic of Tartaria by the perversions running around believing they're leaders and that anyone should listen to them when they're liars? The Constitution was created to keep them in check. And obviously, because of their bloodletting and everything else, they are not. And because they have their little minions running around in their retardation, there are good ones out there. You must know this. I'm not saying that to make it comfortable or no. What I'm saying is there are. But you can't speak on everything. I'm going to read. I've got to eat something. I just wanted to come on and share that little bit. There's a lot more, obviously, always I can say. I will be doing a live, and I'm not big on Facebook Live, but I will have the screen set up where I can share it on YouTube, and I will record it. I have to make sure I remember how to do it. And that way people can see for themselves. I'm going to be going in, and I mean hard. Not real hard. It's hard for the effeminates and the broken. They're easy to trigger. Well, I appreciate y'all taking the time. We're at 30 minutes. I'm going to get ready to shut it down. I'm going to shut you guys out. And you can still donate. I mean, a few dollars ain't going to break you. Pay your bills. My electric bill last week was $33. And there's some more people coming out this way. Not saying this is the answer. I'm just saying we can actually get together without under the guise of anybody's eyes or anything. And we can communicate with our cell phones put up and everything. We can have a good little time talking, barbecuing, making salads or whatever. And really, everybody can really get together and know each other. We don't have to be in some formats. Let's go to Georgia. Let's run down to Louisiana. Let's run up to North Carolina. Let's go to Virginia. Let's go up to New Jersey. Let's run. No. Dead. People are coming. And they've had enough. So we must be welcoming and be willing to travel. Tribe up, family up. The violence, they're about the violence. These idiots about violence. They've been about violence. There's been violence and death against everybody. But imagine when they start sending these signals out. As long as I've lived up here, the EMF has never been over 60. Now it's tapping at 70, like for real. And the hidden SSI, the SSID. Y'all know what the SSID is, right? As far as the signal notifier, when it says hidden, that means somebody who doesn't want you to see theirs, and that's the strongest one coming out. I shared it on a post. Just pay attention, people. But don't fret. Don't worry, Munfred. Don't at all. Remember I was saying about illness as a metaphor? We create our own purgatory. We create our own destruction. When I tell you that's the opposite of what should be happening, pay attention to what I'm saying. We create our own. Why must we create our own purgatory and destruction based on somebody's narrative? Well, why don't you flip it around? Do you get it? Rhonda, what's up, beloved? Alfred Harden, hey, Scott, what's going on? Grey Wolf, beloved. APJR. The Chief Dark Bull. All right. Snoo. What's up, baby girl? I appreciate y'all taking the time to pay attention. I'll be back here in a couple hours. I'm going to make me a nice big salad with my natto, some sardines. I'm going to gobble that up. Get my stomach right. Matter of fact, I didn't take this for 2 days. Yeah, so I'm going to take this right now. Fermented stuff is good for you. You ain't got to take it. That's on you. This right here, this skate liver oil, oh man. In a time like this, is perfect. Yeah. I'm gonna rinse it out. Oh, that's good stuff. Yep. Until we get to the point where we can correct all the fallacies of this world and we don't have to eat nor drink. I appreciate y'all taking the time. It's 101. It's number love. Chat with y'all here in a couple hours. Awesome, baby girl. And I hope you grounded. I hope everybody went out there barefoot and grounded. Hug the tree.